Hello, John here, back with a video. This is a little bit of a different video, it's more or less a vlog I suppose, but I just want to really go on my sort of experience with third party figures, particularly with this guy. He's got to be the main focus, of course, that's why I'm holding him. So before I really got him, the only sort of third party experience I had was an add-on kit for Cliff Jumper, the Classics version. iGear's Little Mini Warriors, you know, had their Sea Spray and Huffer, and they were really good. I quite liked them for a while until I got rid of them. But the next sort of third party figure I bought was TFC Toys Razor Claw. Now I liked the overall look of the Predaking from TFC as opposed to Mastermind Creations, but their version of Razor Claw Neiman was terrible. It was absolute shit, to be honest. When I transformed him a few times, I ended up cutting my fingers just because of really sharp edges. I know it's an adult collectible, but still, I mean, come on. Once fair enough, one clumsiness, but twice. There's something not right there. And probably part of the torso mode was the sort of waist piece slid up and down. When he was in alt mode, it was fine, and probably in torso mode it was fine, but when he was in robot mode, it didn't really hold up as it should have and just kept sliding back down. Whether I was transforming it wrong, but I don't know, I didn't like it at all. It was dead terrible. Ended up selling him and getting a Wheeljack masterpiece, but after that I was, you know, really soured me on the whole third party experience, and I had a lengthy discussion about it with Dorian, and he was like, you know, you should have went for the Mastermind Creations version, but I didn't. I never have as of yet anyway. But so sort of fast forward to Hasbro doing their own version of Combiners again, rebooting the whole Combiner Wars line, and I was dead impressed with the first sort of waves. I thought, surely they've done pretty much everyone else now, they're probably going to do a Computron. And they showed their version of Scattershot. He was absolutely terrible. The alt mode was just lazy. Even the prototype picture didn't do any sort of help, and the colour picture just made it look worse. The torso mode was just bloody superior and just repainted with a repainted face. It was absolutely atrocious, so I thought, well, guess I'm not going to get a Computron anytime soon. Then, sort of round about Christmas time, something out the blue, Kapow just announced that Maketoys were going to do individual releases of the Quantron Combiner by Maketoys. Now, I'd seen this guy loads, you know, watched loads of videos, but I was never going to be able to justify at the time, the £300 to £350 asking price for the gift set. That was just so expensive, and I thought it's never going to happen. But with individual releases, you know, I thought, why not? And I got two for Christmas, which was Overheat and Metal Storm, so Scattershot and Afterburner. And I thought, you know, let's just go ahead and just keep going with this, and I'm glad I did. Now, there's a few sort of niggles I have with them. Nothing that's a deal breaker at all, but maybe it's more QC than anything. When I say QC, apart from this bit here, I don't like the arms. The arms are exposed, really. You can see where they are with blind fire. For a third party figure, I do expect a little bit more, considering one limb's costing, for these guys anyway, 2 deluxe figures. Now, they've certainly improved that on Guardia. You know, I've seen pictures of them in combined mode, and the arms and blades and first aid are hidden. So they learn, and they did learn from their sort of first combiner as well, which was the Giant, their version of Devastator. And it's always good to see that a company's always improving on QC, improving on design, as well as overall other bits and pieces. I've got a bit of a QC issue with Blind Fire here. He has a piston gimmick, as does Overheat. Now, Overheat's piston gimmick works well. The idea is there's 2 little tabs here that plug into the inner legs. Now, with my version, they have, instead of putting the pins on the outside of the legs, they put them on the inside, which blocks the tabs, so you can't tab in his piston effect. Now, again, it's not the end of the world, it's just a little bit annoying. And also I find that the foot on Sonic Drill here, it does fall off quite a bit. Maybe it's just me not tabbing it in correctly or tightly enough, but it's a bit annoying. I mean, I didn't spend the full whack on this, you know, I only had to buy 3 limbs, but if I was buying it in a box setting, I was getting these flaws, whether they're, apart from that one, whether it's the fault of my own or whatever, I'd be a little bit cheesed off. But, like I said, not a deal breaker. Overall, this is a brilliant figure, really hefty, really heavy. That's why I keep holding the bottom of his feet there, just to try and take a bit of strain off my wrist. Posability is absolutely brilliant for such a big figure. You might have seen my pictures on TFYTC and a couple other places, like Twitter, Collectors Europe as well. Really impressed, even having a waist swivel for a bot this size, particularly a combined bot, which can always be a bit clumsy, is really impressive. One thing I liked more than the Combiner Wars figures was how involved the transformation process was. Really challenging, and instead of spending 20 minutes maybe combining one of Hasbro's figures, it took me, again, maybe it'd be a bit quicker if I keep changing them back and forwards, but it took me overall maybe about 2 hours and a wee bit more for tweaking here and there once I combined it, and I really liked that. It was a nice challenge. Not going to lie, I had to use instructions and also some videos to help me out here and there, but I really did enjoy that, like that puzzle aspect. Buying Hasbro stuff, you kind of get used to the way how designers build on the transformation, how they make it, how it works, especially with Combiner Wars when a lot of it was just heavy repaints and retools. The inner transformation was always going to be the same, so it was easier and you could pick it up quickly. But with this guy, completely different. No retools, no remolds, it's all brand new each time, so it's always a different experience. Some transformations are harder than others, particularly Sonic Drill. His alt, to get him into alt mode, is fiddly as hell. There's a bit on overheat here where you have to, in effect, twist the inner pieces of his legs, and it's on a spring mechanism. I know why they done it, but I wish they had done it another way, just maybe by sort of, I don't know, maybe friction or something rather than a spring mechanism. It burst off because I didn't do it right, one of the sort of grey pieces inside the inner leg, but I managed to fix that with a bit of glue. But it's really scary on that. But transforming the other ones, then Lightspeed here, or Celeritas as it's called, as well as Strafe, whatever it is, third party, I keep forgetting, just bear with me. So basically, these two limbs are the most fiddly to transform. The other three are quite nice and pleasant, although getting him into his actual limb mode, easy but fiddly as hell, just to make sure you've got to have the arms positioned correctly, or things won't tab in. There's not much room for error with this leg here. With arms and that, you kind of get a bit away with it, but with Celeritas here, no chance. Overall, I'm really glad I did go for this guy. Now, we know now that Hasbro's bringing out their version of Quantron, and also Takara's bringing out a far superior version, which I'll probably get as well, since Quantron is my favourite combiner. And let's face it, sort of after the Combiner War stuff's done, there's going to be no one else doing another third-party version of this, of Quantron. Doubt we'll get the Warbotron version, to be honest. Now I have this, I don't feel the need for another third-party version of him, but definitely an official one. Yeah, so overall, really impressed by my sort of first full, proper, positive third-party experience. Whether I'll go ahead and try for Guardia, I don't know, or even maybe Mastermind Creations Predicing, I'm not entirely sure. It's not a cheap thing, especially third-party combining. It's really not cheap. It's certainly an investment, but is it worth an investment? I don't know. It's all up to the individual there. I really do like their take on Defensor, so it's a maybe, but at the moment, something to think about. We'll see at TF Nation in regards to that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it there. Probably waffled on longer than I thought, but if you've made it to the end, thank you for watching.